first I want to say, wow. As of right now, me shooting this video, I have over 900 subscribers. Thank you all so much. That means a lot to me, it really does. It means that you're interested in what I want to talk about. And that makes it more exciting for me to want to do this. So, thank you very, very much. So I thought for our first episode, we would go over something very simple. This is a game that I'm sure you've all played or been a part of, whether you wanted to be or not. It is something that scoured every high school, or at least the high schools I've either been at or visited. And it's a simple, simple game. You hang a sign on someone that says, "Kick me." Psychology that is very similar to pickpocketing, so I thought we'd all try this out. But I think we'll try and make this a little better by making it a little more positive. Now, the typical kick me sign is that you would walk up behind someone with said sign. You would put it on their back without them knowing. Now, there was typically two ways you could do this. You could do the sneaky way, where you hope that the person that you're putting the sign on doesn't feel you stick it on, and they walk around without realizing it. The other way, which was a little bolder, would be that you would walk up, talk to the person as you slap it on their back. Now, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with that technique, and we'll go over that to help you out. But there's a third one, and I love the boldness of this one, and it directs very much to some of the techniques I've used in my stage pickpocketing. So we'll go over all three. In another episode, we'll go over using other objects to hide in person's pockets or to hang off their clothing. But we'll get to that in the next episode. For now, I want to concentrate on our hug me sign. Now, the first two techniques are fairly simple, but we're going to go over them. The first is having a sign, putting tape on it. I use double stick tape, but you can also use regular tape as well. What you're going to do is you're going to have pressure where the tape is stickiest, and you're just going to push it on. Now, with the amount of clothing that most people put on, this doesn't normally get felt. If they're wearing a hoodie, you can actually push onto the hoodie and you won't actually touch them. You'll be just touching the hoodie. And that will hang there quite nicely, especially in an indoor area. If you're outdoors, wind might catch it, might flow off. Now, the harder technique is the slap. Now, you're going to want to misdirect them by putting your hand on their shoulder. This allows them to do eye contact with you and not pay attention to what the other hand is doing. You put the hand on the shoulder, they're going to turn and look at you. And without them seeing this, you have to hold this down at your side. You're going to have your fingers above where the tape is. And in one motion, you are going to slap it one time. One time. Trying to cover the paper noise with your voice. The biggest mistake that always happened when I experienced this is that they would tap this too many times, and that would be a huge tell. And also you would get this paper noise, which is terrible. What you want to do is you want to get in, put your hand on the shoulder, talk to them loudly, but not over loudly. Slap it once, send them on their way, and you've got it on there. These two styles allow for you to get into a person's bubble and to practice without getting in trouble. Mainly because we're not going with the negativity and bullying version. We're going with a much more gentler and positive way of practicing. Now, I did mention that there was a third option. And this one's a little devious and more up a magician's alley. So I think you'll probably appreciate this. You're going to need two signs. One that says kick me and one that doesn't. You're going to take the technique from the second one by having both lined up, one behind the other. One is going to have double stick tape on it. That's the one we're going to want to leave on their back. The one that we're going to sacrifice is going to have tape at the top. And what you're going to do is you're going to have your fingers where the double stick tape is. You're going to hold it with your thumb like you would normally. You're going to do the same technique in the second one, where you put the hand on the shoulder, slap the back, but when you slap the back, you're going to take the kick me one, bring it out in front of them for them to see and say, hey, you got to be careful, man. People aren't always that nice. Someone could have taken advantage of this. Crumple this up, throw it away. And now you've left the real culprit, used a bit of misdirection and bravado for them to realize that that's what's really going on. You left a positive message and you got to practice. This is a good way to start. But if you think you can pull it off, if you think you can do the third version, leave a comment and tag me in a video of you doing it. I would love to see this. Also, if there are any techniques that you are interested in finding out, post in the comments as well what you think that would be interesting for you guys to see and see how it works. And as always, steal the bell. That way, you get notified when I do these videos. Subscribing to my video boosts my numbers, but letting you guys know when I'm actually going to do these things helps me out just as much as it'll help you out. So hopefully the next video I do, I'll be over 1,000 subscribers, in which case we'll have some fun with some other techniques. But until then, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and I still blame Jeremy.